Welcome to the Bubba Army YouTube channel. And this is probably something I shouldn't say because I know, a lot of police officers and a lot of sheriffs. Like, I know Grady Judd really well.
Mm-hmm.
I've done a ride-along with Grady. There is technology for police agencies to use, and Blitz, I'm sure that you know this. But there are certain programs that, like the City of Tampa Police, Hillsborough County, like when the Super Bowl is here,
right?
They have a program where they can do, like, within a 20-mile radius or within however mile radius you pick. Like, Ray J Stadium is ground zero, and then they go like 5, 10, 15, 20 miles out, and they have a program, Blitz, of every hashtag and everything that's it's being talked about on social media. Did you know that?
Yeah, publicly.
Well, I guess not to the dark web circles that you run.
No, but even like they can't check like DMs and text messages and things.
No. But
like on Twitter,
if a guy was like headed to Super Bowl 55 right now with a truckload full of explosives, going to have a boom, and you put that on your Instagram or your Twitter or your Facebook or your whatever. There are programs that agencies use that kind of red light them on that deal.
Sure.
And I don't know if schools could get that technology or not. I guess I don't know. Probably not, huh?
I mean, they can. It's not that complicated.
Did you see where Shannon Burke
Yeah.
is going to have Donald Trump on tomorrow?
Yep.
At 3:30?
Yep.
It's huge.
Yeah, Shannon Burke scored a Donald Trump interview.
Yep.
With Donald Trump tomorrow at 3:30. Now, I don't know if it's on the phone or it's in the studios because that makes it a whole lot different for everybody.
I think it's on the phone.
Yeah,
but
it's President calls in the Shannon Burke show.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Oh, okay. Because
that is wild.
Can you imagine? Hey, Blitz, I don't know if we had a president come to the studios that we would pass Secret Service inspection.
Probably not.
Yeah.
I wouldn't.
Yeah. If the president was to come into our studio, Blitz, would they get rid of all of our guns and everything?
Probably. I don't know.
Do you remember when the cops came to my house and then we put all my guns in the bathtub? Do you remember that?
I heard the story, but I don't remember it.
Yeah, it's when they thought I was counterfeiting dollars. They thought I was printing counterfeits. And they came to my house in Pinellas Park. The Secret Service did, because that's who's in charge of counterfeiting.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, I didn't do any of this. God, the things I've been a part of.
I was just about to say the life you've lived.
Yeah. So, Anna, I actually have I got to try to find the break.
98 Rock, right?
It was 98 Rock. Cowhead was, was my co-host. It was Cowhead and Guido and me and Manson.
Mm-hmm.
And we had this vending machine. You've heard Bob the vending guy, right? Well, we loved screwing with the vending machine because it just really flipped Bob out, and it was a bit.
And he had a hot daughter.
And he had a hot daughter, but she was only 17. So anyway.
She's like 35 now.
Maybe somebody could find that phone call. That is a very infamous phone call. Blitz, we should put that phone call up on our YouTube or
I agree.
on our Facebook.
I thought it was, but.
Yeah, somebody's.
We did it like a year ago.
Yeah.
Well, find it again for me, you stupid ass.
Yeah.
So, I had this new printer that I had gotten, and I had intimated. Well, no, hold on. I had dollars. I had like 10 ones of regular money. I had $10 regular U.S. currency in ones. Because I owned a nightclub back then, and I always had a bunch of ones. Mm-hmm. I always had this bank bag that I carried with me.
Let's be honest. You were stripping.
I was stripping.
Yeah.
I was one of the Chunkendales.
Chunkendales.
Yeah. I was stripping. And where guys like Jimmy Clevis were having 10s and 20s in their little floss deal, I had ones.
Ones and quarters.
Ones and quarters.
Quarters getting bounced off
I had to
stage.
pick up quarters with my belly button. So I got real dollars. And I tell Cowhead, I said, hey, we're talking about the technology of printing and the printers that are coming out and how they had this was like circa 1997. So like color printers and like Printing back in the type of printer that you have for your computer has come a long way since 1997.
Oh, yeah.
But we were talking about like the hottest printers of 1997, and somebody had taken and printed a dollar bill on a piece of paper from an image on their computer on this printer.
Right.
And it looked really, really pretty. I mean, obviously the paper was not the same, but it looked really, really close to a dollar bill.
Sure.
And of course, at that time, radio is not visual at all. So, we used to pull all kinds of ribs.
Yeah. A lot of the stunts back then were not real.
Yeah.
Theater of the mind.
Yeah. I'm not saying, but girls really did urinate in coffee cans. We didn't pull bottle. I mean, we didn't use bottle of water, and I got the video for that to do. But and so I intimate that I'm having Cowhead take these dollars that I printed and go to their vending machine and see if he can get us snacks. Now, really, he's taking the real dollars, the real U.S. currency, the 10 crumpled up ones that I had. He was taking those and using that to buy us the apple pies and the Pringles and things like that. But I was, doing some showbiz work in pro wrestling stuff, and kind of made it seem like that the dollar bills he was using were the ones that I had just printed. So I'm like, you're kidding me. That thing, that dollar bill, it worked. Yes, it's working. I'm like, oh my God, it's snacks for everybody, because I got, and I had a bunch of ones. So because I got a whole bunch of these, kind of intimating that I had just printed them, but really they were real dollar bills. So we were having a great time. Next thing you know, I'm on the air. It's 9:30, and just like the movies, I mean, literally just like the movies, these 3 guys walk in black suits and sunglasses, and and I'm live on the air. Like, literally be like if a guy came in right now. I'm live on the air. They badge me. They badge me, and they say, Secret Service, turn all microphones off. I'm like, what? They're like, and so they come, and they had Scott, the engineer, who hated me. I'm sure he gladly did this. They had already had a pre-meeting with the engineer that he was going to walk in with them and turn the microphones off so that we couldn't be like, yeah, we turned the mics off, but really we didn't.
Yeah.
So the engineer was directed by the Secret Service to turn the mics off.
So what is it, just like dead air?
So I'm like, no, we put some music on. They're like, 98 Rock is Bubba the Love Sponge. Looks like I'm in the Secret Service is here. I'll be back in a minute. Creed, My Own Prison, or whatever the hell I was playing. So they take me aside and they separate us all. They separate every one of us. And we're like, listen, we weren't using the dollar bills that we printed. We were using real dollar bills. We didn't. And so then they had to call Bob, the vending guy, up. Now, Anna, I'm in my program director's office. Now, I had a gun with me because I'm properly permitted. I had a concealed license permit back then, too. And so, Blitz, I got my gun with me. I think I had a 45 Glock with me. They take my gun. They take my bag of money. They take my driver's license. They take all that. And they put me in this room. And they put a guy in front of it, an agent. And they take.
This is at the studio.
This is at the studio. This is Tuesday at 9:30, and the entire station.
This is obviously before you knew Kevin Hazlett.
Yeah. So this is before I knew Kevin Hazlett. So they're like, and all the salespeople and everybody are trying to sing. They're like, everybody go back to your desks. Everybody go.
Mind your business.
Mind your own business. This is an open investigation. And I'm like, oh my God. So at that point, our stations were in Feather Sound, right across the bridge. Right there, Anna, just down from Chick-fil-A in one of those big buildings. As soon as you come off the Howard Frankel on the right-hand side, those big buildings, like that's where 98 Rock was. And so I lived in Pinellas Park, about 3 miles from the station while I was building my house down in Tierra Verde. So I lived in this small little Pinellas Park house.
It wasn't that small.
For 2 years.
Tierra Verde is the St. Pete one?
The
mansion.
big one.
Okay.
So they come to me and be like, so they get a hold of Bob, the vending guy. It takes him an hour to get there.
He's the one that called in the first place.
And they're like, open the machine up. Well, they open the machine up, and all the dollars in the machine are real. There's none
Of course.
So at that point, the investigation should be over, shouldn't it? I mean,
Yes.
Blitz, right? Be like,
You would think so.
oh no, not when you're Bubba the Love Sponge. No. So the Secret Service guy is like, well, I'm going to tell you, yes, you're right. The dollar bills that you were talking about using on the air are real, but what do you have at home? And I go, I don't have anything at home. Well, here's the mistake I made. They're like, where did you print these? I go, from my house, from my printer, this new printer I got. They're like, we need to go there. I'm like, what? Yep. So they let me drive my car, and they follow me to my house. Like, Blitz, they were on me too. Like, they were.
I mean, and by then you'd already incriminated yourself.
Yeah, I'm done. Like,
Yeah.
I had no lawyer representation. Blitz, this is 1997. I didn't know nothing.
Right.
And Brad Harden and Dan Deether, they're like, oh man, we can't help you on this one, buddy. Like, if you're over printing dollars at your house, and I'm like, but I'm not. I'm not printing no dollars. Like, okay, well, so these Secret Service agents, I live in this little, just middle-incomed, not real fancy.
Yeah, Pinellas Park.
Yeah, I'm in Pinellas Park, just a standard little subdivision.
Yeah.
Just no big deal. Next thing you know, there's 3 Secret Service units parked right outside my house, and me being escorted in. And so Holly, my girlfriend at the time, the one that wiped my ass, who was a nurse, she's sleeping because she slept during the day because she worked in midnights. And so this is like 11, maybe 10:30. She's just getting up, and I walk in, and now there's, 5 Secret Service agents with me. And she's like, what's going on? I go, just hold on. Just sit down and shut up. And I didn't have any drugs or anything. I mean, I wasn't even cool. I wasn't even doing cool stuff like that, I just had a lot of guns. I did have a lot of guns.
Mm-hmm.
What's a lot?
Oh, probably 25,
Woo!
30.
That's a lot.
I mean, all in. If you count that little, the little Kel-Tex that you got, and just the little bullcrap guns you got, along with the big ones. But I had some really nice guns. But anyway, they're like, "Do you have any?" This is the Secret Service in my house. They're like, "Where's your office?" I'm like, "Right here." "Where's the computer that you use to print this?" I'm like, "Right there." "Where's the printer?" "Right there." They don't log on. They take it. They take my tower, they take my printer, they take my monitor and put it in the back of their car. And then they're like, oh, before they do that, they ask me, do you have any guns in here? I go, yeah, I got a lot of guns. He goes, get them all, bring them all to us, and we're going to put them in the bathtub, and then we're going to have a guy guard the bathtub. And I'm like, what in the... I didn't do... This is a real big thing here. Like, what are we doing here? Like, just do it. So I tell Holly, go get my gun in there, go get my gun in there, go get my gun in there. I got a gun in there. I didn't have a gun safe. I just had them hid everywhere, under beds and stuff like that. I knew where they all were. And so they round them all up. They put them in the bathtub. They put an agent in front of the bathtub. They grab my computer. They grab my printer. They grab my monitor. And then they tell me, follow us to the Secret Service headquarters in downtown Tampa. But they never they never arrest me, and they never make me go with them. Like, they let me drive myself, which I was like, if I'm in that much trouble, why wouldn't they have me in the back of their squad car? I could just, peel off a 275 here.
Right.
So.
Where are you going to go?
Yeah, where are you going to go? So we drive all the way from Pinellas Park to downtown Tampa like in the Bank of America building, and they're like on floor 16 or something, the Secret Service.
Jeez.
You get off the elevator, and it looks like you're at the gut. It's like, oh, my God, I didn't know that this type of stuff happened in these skyscrapers. So I open up. At that point, I call Greg Herring, Blitz. He's the only attorney that I know, and he meets me down there. So I get there, and they make me wait in the waiting room, and I got Greg with me. And I'm thinking I'm kind of a hot shot now, Blitz. I'm like, you can talk to my attorney. And they're like, we don't need to talk to your attorney.
You've already admitted to everything.
That's what they told me. They're like,
idiot.
They're like, Blitz, we're in the waiting room, right? And they call me to go back to the holding room.
Yeah.
And they go, we don't have. And I said to them, hey, from now on, you guys can talk to my attorney. And they're like, we don't really have that many more questions. I'm like, oh. So they put me in this room, Blitz, and they handcuffed me to this desk that's got like these little loops on it.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen them before?
Yeah.
So they don't handcuff both. They take my right hand and they handcuff me to this desk that's got like a big, thing built in, like where you can't come out.
Sure.
And so then this woman walks in and Greg's with me and I'm like now starting to freak out. I'm like, Greg, am I going to jail? He goes, well, I don't know. I'm not a criminal guy, but I don't know how you could go to jail. You didn't print anything. They didn't find any counter. So Blitz I'm sure I had porn and all kinds of things. They got my computer back in the lab and they're going through my computer. And I'm thinking, well, what's on I thank God the internet wasn't nearly as developed back then as it is now. Because, I probably had some nude pictures and stuff like that, but you couldn't go to Pornhub or anything like that. I don't think at 2,500 baud. When you'd be like, I think back in 97, you were
5 minutes load a picture.
I literally think back in 97, you were still going.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so thank God this isn't modern era where they can grab your computer and see what the hell you're looking at. Whoa. So anyway, they got me handcuffed to this table, and this woman walks in. And she supposedly is the head of Secret Service for all of Tampa. She says, Mr. Clem, just want to let you know what you did today was very irresponsible. I'm like, what are you talking about? And she's like, well, if we have any more counterfeit activity this next 14 days, because you talked about counterfeiting on the air, if we now have a bunch of copycats that try to start counterfeiting, that's going to be on you.
Oh, geez.
So we're going to be watching the market for the next 2 weeks. And if we have an influx of more counterfeiting, that's going to be on you. And I'm like,
well, how is that on you?
They can say anything they want to you.
Yeah.
And so after she left, Greg said they can't do that.
Mm-hmm.
And then about 10 minutes later, this other really big, huge woman. Nice. And I'm not talking about like fat. I'm talking about like the girl that won the big girl nationals. She comes walking in there and she's like, you can go now. And I go, well, how about my computer and my monitor? And they're like, you can pick it up tomorrow. So after work, I had to drive back down there to pick up all my stuff.
Jeez.
But, they
They downloaded everything.
They did.
You were looking at all the nudies.
Well, I don't even know first of all, to take a picture back then.
So you probably didn't have a digital camera.
I was going to say, but you have to go and scan it.
You were still on Polaroids back then.
Yeah,
Would you shake it like a Polaroid picture?
Yeah.
Blow on it.
So thank God, though, that happened then. I probably didn't have really a lot of.
Yeah.
Probably didn't have a lot of stuff
that would happen
on
today.
It. Oh my God.
How much trouble would you be in?
Okay, hold on. How much trouble would all of us be in?
A lot.
Right.
Yeah.
Just don't try to put the darkness on me, kid.
No.
You're just as dark. In fact, you're darker. Internet-wise, you're darker than me because you know it better.
I cover my tracks better.
Oh.
That's all.
Admitted you are darker, but you just know how to cover your tracks.
I got some throwdown computers with thermite in them at all times.
It's time, Cal, that I probably make my little spiel to my listeners about what happened yesterday.
All right.
It's about this time yesterday when I sent Cowhead to the snack vending machine with what we were saying was a fake dollar bill, which it wasn't. It was really a white piece of paper, and obviously the vending machine accordingly rejected it. We then probably misinformed you by saying that we were going to put another piece of what we thought probably was a fake dollar bill through the machine, and which was really a real dollar bill, and had the machine accept it. We all went crazy, and we thought we were getting free snacks for the day. The vending machine guy called in. He threw a fit, which he thought he was getting ripped off, but he wasn't. The bottom line, make a long story short, after going through a bunch of red tape yesterday and having my computer seized and my home searched and then being questioned by the Secret Service, I think more than anything that I've learned a valuable lesson.
So have I.
And the fact that the last thing you want to start screwing with in any way, shape, or form, even as simple as photocopying a dollar bill, is a huge crime. And you do not want these people at your house. Let me tell you that. You do not want... As simple as photocopying $1 bill can get you in jail for a long, long time and have your house seized, your car seized, your home seized, your computer seized, whatever you own seized, and you have no rights. So, moral of the story... from somebody you may or may not respect, me, do not screw with the currency.
Take it from somebody who learned a Real valuable lesson yesterday.
Jesus, I don't think you understand the fear of God they had in me. You think I'm big and bad behind the radio. You think I, say it like it is, and I do. Well, I'm saying it like it is, and that is don't screw with the currency in any way, shape, or form. I'm telling you, it's not a funny thing. I've seen people before do photocopies of $20 bills and stuff like that and hang it behind their desk.
Right.
And just don't do it. Do not do it. I'm telling you. It's as probably as serious as dabbling in drugs.
These guys, even if you so much as do something like a vending machine, that's so much paperwork for them, so much work you just created for them that they don't want to F around with you. They'll take you right to jail.
Exactly. They don't. The due diligence and the paper trail and the extensive investigation that proceeds a prank like that is just really uncalled for. It was uncalled for on our behalf, and it's uncalled for on your behalf. And I'm emphasizing to anybody who's listening, kids, adults, whomever, leave well enough alone. Go get your money at the bank. Do not try to fraud anybody. Do not try to make any fake stuff. I didn't make any. We misinformed you yesterday. I'm sorry. And again, I don't get this serious very often, but I'm getting serious now. It is a serious, serious, serious thing. And nobody that's listening to my program right now wants to go through what I had to go through yesterday.
When you get pulled over, you always get a little nervous, even if you weren't doing anything wrong.
Yeah.
But when you have two guys in suits with guns come in and take you out of your job and go to your house, then you know.
And when they take you to your house and then they subsequently search your entire house, and they seize your computer, and then they take you down to the shop downtown, it's not fun. And they put you in a little detention room. Nobody wants to go through that, and you will go through that if you start screwing around. Please, dude, I'm your guinea pig. I went through it yesterday, and it was wrong. I should have done it, but learn my lesson, and hopefully we'll have suffering through me.